So we are now in week 3 in the festival here in Forza Horizon 6, and this time it is winter, guys, and with that we have a bunch of things we have to do. For example, some seasonal championships, drag meet, danger signs, speed zone, horizon drift, and of course you also have to play in the Eliminator, so if you're not the biggest fan of that game mode, well, you might have to do it anyway. And honestly, it's worth it because you can get the rarer car from that, so I would recommend doing that as that is an exclusive reward, so maybe it would be worth doing. But without further ado, guys, y'all know we do not waste any time here. So first things first you will have to do is the weekly challenge with the BMW M2. Now, the best thing about this car is you do not have to buy it because you probably already have it from playing the single player in Forza Horizon 6. So simply all you have to do is jump into this car. Now you can throw a build on it, which honestly guys, I would recommend doing for the other part of the challenge that you will have to do, which is a speed trap. So I would recommend throwing on the build I am running on the screen here, as I do think it will honestly make this much easier and you can get everything done without any issues with that build. But for the first part of this though, all you will simply need to do is basically back out of the garage if you are in there and drive the car for around maybe 5 to 10-ish seconds until the thing does end up activating. It took it a second for this one to activate for me. I do know players have had issues with it. But once you guys are done with that, you can then move over to step number 2. And then for step number 2, you will have to get 3 stars at speed traps while driving the M2. Now, this is why I did mention putting on the build because it will make this part easier. But the one thing I want to mention here is if you guys are having issues, this might sound very dumb, but I think some players might have gotten some of these confused a bit. Make sure you are doing a speed trap and not a speed zone because you can get as many stars as you want in those, and it ain't gonna matter. But for this one, the speed trap I would recommend doing is probably the easiest one I found. It's very easy to get to, and I would say most players obviously already have it unlocked. So it is going to be the one located right here on your guys' map in the Ito region. Ito, I'm guessing that's how you say it. The reason why I like this one though is if you guys spawn right where I am with this build, you can literally get 3 stars in the first run on this, which is 150 or so miles per hour. No issues whatsoever. Pretty much start there and go as fast as you can, obviously watching out for the cars, and head right toward it and you will easily get that. Now, the thing I want to mention is you don't have to get 3 stars for the first run and beat it. You can get 1 or 2 and then run it 1 or 2 more times if need be. Either way, you just need 3 stars. And then from there, the next part of this is very easy. All you will have to do is take a photo. That can be done with the up on the D-pad on the Xbox controller, not sure on PC. Or if you guys don't want to do that, you can also simply head into the menu itself, go over to the creative part, and take a photo of the car. We'll get the third part of this challenge completed. And then from there, the last part of this challenge will require you to do 3 laps at the Sony Time Attack track, which honestly is very easy. I would recommend obviously following the main route. I did see some people going backwards. I don't know if that would work, but the Sony track is located right here on your map, guys. Simply head there and go around this entire track 3 times. It should not take longer than maybe 2 or 3 minutes to do it. You could run this build on this car. You can run this thing stock, whatever you want to do. It's honestly fairly simple, but jump in there, do the 3 laps, and boom, you'll be done with this weekly challenge. The next part of the festival playlist is the photo challenge, which is picture perfect. Take a photo inside the baseball stadium. Now, the first thing I want to mention, I have a feeling a lot of people will end up going to the big stadium thing on the left of the map right here, which is not the right location. Funny part is I went over here and there was like 7 people there, guys. The actual stadium you are looking for to take this picture is located in Tokyo City, right where I am on the map here. It's very close by to the Tokyo City food delivery thing, and you can kind of see with how this looks that it does obviously look like a stadium, but this is indeed the location of this, not the one located over there. The next part of the festival playlist from there, though, is the collectibles, and for this it is Snack Attack, which basically requires you to smash 5 vending machines. Now, it doesn't obviously say where, so you could pretty much go anywhere to do it. The best location, guys, without a doubt in my mind, is head over to the Shibuya Crossing. This area seems to be the best, literally where I am on the map right now. There is at least 3 to 4 vending machines in this said area here. Now, the only issue is other players might end up, watching this or getting the same idea heading over here. But keep in mind, though, you have to smash 5 of these, and if you guys run through every single one of them instantly, I notice it only counts as one. So what I would recommend doing is simply running into one and then backing up and hitting the other one right after that. There is a round 4 again in this location. The best way I found to do that from there is to simply back out and go over to the house not too far away, and then simply spawn back over, guys, and they should be back after that. This is honestly the best way I found to do it, as if you do leave and come back, the vending machines will be back there unless other players want to come over and also smash them. But this is easily the best way I found to do it. As I did say before, make sure you guys are smashing one at a time, because I ran through all 3 of them and it only counted as one. So I'd smash into one, back up, hit the other one. You should hopefully get this done in 2 runs if other players aren't also trying to destroy them. From there, though, guys, the next part of the festival playlist is one of the championships, which for this, you will have to use a retro sports car that is a B rank. For me, I did end up using the Eclipse on this one. You could probably run a few different cars on this one if you guys want to, as other cars in this category could work. But I really did like how the Mitsubishi is simply all-wheel drive. It did make this fairly easy to do with the build I am running. From there, you basically complete all 3 races with this car, and that's all you actually have to do. Luckily, the races are not too long or too insane. I would say they're fairly simple. The biggest thing I can recommend here is watch out for Bowie Knife, because he actually messed me up in 2 different races. From there, though, the next championship you will have to do is going to be in a modern supercar. For this, guys, I would highly recommend the NSX Type S. Try out the build I am running on this thing. This thing is honestly great stock, and everybody does have this car. So you obviously get this thing from the mech race, and I would say it's a very good car for this. You don't have to go buy any other cars if you don't have them. Simply just run this car in there. You will easily get this entire championship completed with no issues whatsoever in this car. It's honestly a really good car, and part of me kind of thinks it's actually one of the better modern supercars in the game, at least from what I have noticed when driving it. But simply do all 3 races in this car, and boom, you'll be done with this championship. And then the last championship you will have to do will have to be done in a Rally Monster. Now, to be honest, guys, there is probably a couple of different cars you can run. For me personally, I'd probably use the Lamborghini Huracan Storado, but I do know a lot of players don't have that car, and obviously that's not an option for this one. So for me, the best thing I found to use is simply the Ford. This car is around $150,000 without the main, money taken off it if you have the other house. You can also use the Manta, or whatever that car is called, as it's also cheap. But try out the build on this car. It seemed to get all 3 of these races done very easy. And I would say the Ford is probably one of the better options for this entire championship. But again, if you guys want to run different cars, I would say kind of any of the Rally Monsters would also work for this one. And then from there, guys, the next thing you will have to do is a drag me, aka you'll have to head here with a vehicle from Japan. Now, there's not a lot of cars you can run on this. For me, the best thing I found, now, I'm not going to lie, the GTRs are probably fantastic, but I did end up picking the GR GT for this, as I already had this car. I threw on a little build. I always ran on this thing, and I simply got this done first try. You will have to beat the quarter mile here in under 11 seconds in order to get this done, guys. I ran TC and everything just to show this. As soon as that thing hits 0, go as fast as you can. I got 10.5 seconds on it. And this car, by the way, is not made for this at all. I kind of just threw this on there. I wanted to try it. Easily got this done first try with the GRGT. I would say it should be fairly simple, but I also kind of think some of the cars can make it kind of annoying.
Arrived at your destination.
After that's done though, we are probably at the most annoying skill thing you will have to do in this entire playlist, and honestly probably the most annoying one to most players that we have seen so far in this entire part of the festival playlist. This danger sign requires you to use an S1 vehicle similar to the other one, which was the drag event, so you have to use a similar car to that, guys. Everybody, including me, will probably try the Subaru, but let me tell you, there is a better option. Jump into this car. Now, the only issue is this is a barn find, so you may not have it. You don't have to buy it. It is the Nissan R390. I threw on an off-road build on this car because I got tired of the Subaru, and I literally beat this first try. I'm not going to lie, guys. I think this jump is probably going to make a lot of players a bit frustrated. Similar to last week. The way I did this one, though, is I kind of spawned over near the road. I kind of did not go down the entire mountain. I saw a lot of players doing that. Does it work? It could, but the way I did this is I kind of got a running start by that road, went toward the hill a little bit, used that as like a boost, went down there. If you guys are running manual, make sure you put the gear a little bit higher, but I did end up putting this car in 5th gear. At the end, did 152 miles an hour, and literally flew way past the recommended thing on this by about almost 50-something feet. The issue with the Subaru is I think it might be a little bit too heavy. I tried a bunch of different builds. I tweaked it, and I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm tired of this. Let me jump into this Nissan. Let me try it. Threw on off-road tires. I did a build, and I beat it first try, guys. So I'd recommend trying this car out. Again, the only issue is it's a barn find. Once that's done, though, you can simply head over to the speed zone, which I will say is definitely easier than the danger sign. Not even going to lie there, guys. I did end up using the older GTR from 2017. The reason why is I kind of wanted to throw on a random build on this car and tweak it a little bit to see what it can do. And I ended up beating this first try again. So I would recommend trying this build on the car. It is pretty dang good. I'm not running snow tires. None of that stuff is needed. And the cool part is if you don't have this car, which I would say a lot of players probably have some type of GTR, which by the way, all of them can easily do this speed zone, then you can buy this car for a little over $100,000, guys. But got it done first try. The biggest thing is watching your speed. I started on the one side to give myself a running start to get well over 100 miles an hour. That way, if you mess up somewhere or maybe misshift or get around a corner the way you did not want to, you'll have a little bit more speed, kind of like a comfort zone there that can help you as a cushion if you did mess up somewhere kind of like I did. But even then, though, you could still easily get this one done, as the GTRs are honestly just monsters at this point.
You've arrived at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
From there, though, you will then have to do a horizon drift, which honestly, I have no idea if you could simply just do one of these and back out, as every time I did one, I did an entire championship, by the way, in the Dodge Dart. Keep in mind, guys, you have to drive a Dodge, by the way, okay? If you join this and do not drive a Dodge, you will not get this done. Ask me how I know, because I wasn't paying full attention, all right? But if you are driving a Dodge, though, I think you might be able to leave after the first one, as every time I did this, there was different people in every single one that I did throughout that entire championship. So, I don't know if you have to do the whole thing, but either way, jump in, drift around on these tracks with some other players. It's honestly fairly simple, and you'll get this one done. And then, guys, for the last part of the entire festival playlist, you will have to play the Eliminator, but keep in mind you will have to get top 30 for this to count. So you can't just jump in there, lose instantly, and get this done. You will have to get top 30. There's probably a few ways you might be able to do this. Honestly, I'm going to be real. This was the first Eliminator I have ever played in Forza. Okay, I have never played this game mode ever, not even Forza Horizon 5, all right? This was my first ever run. And it was kind of funky. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I kind of drove one of the, the starting car for a while. I did end up getting in a weird race with somebody where I did actually end up finding a car, which was great. And luckily with that, I was able to beat them and then end up getting promoted to another car. The funniest part is I somehow beat them right at the end of the race, guys. I'm not even going to lie. It was actually kind of hilarious, as I didn't think that was going to happen. But as long as you get top 30, though, you will be good to go on this. You do not have to do anything else besides that. The biggest issue I would say with a lot of players, though, is you may not like this game mode, and that could be the biggest issue. But as long as you guys can get top 30, that's all you will need to do in this one.
It's fun, right? And a little tense. You want to go again? Increase your Horizon play level to earn rewards. There's this limited edition